What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? If y'all see, you see that I'm recording it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm recording. I didn't even bother to put my stand up. It's right there. I just really don't feel like it. Honestly, this episode didn't really do much for me. I don't know. I don't know. The past couple of episodes ain't really been doing it for me like that. I mean, they've been good, but they could be better if we want to be honest. This is Sistas season 4, episode 16. Look closely. Because at this point, I think we're kind of all over the dragging it out. Like, we're still in the same day. Like, this second half, Sabrina has had, and I'm going to keep on mentioning because we already know how Tyler Perry shows work. But at the same time, shit, girl. Can Sabrina and Danny change their clothes? Andy then finally changed her clothes, okay? She done came home and put her play clothes on. Okay, her house clothes on. You know, Danny and Sabrina still up in that same yellow dress and them same orange shirt and that same blue jeans. Okay, I'm like shit. But the whole little storyline was in this episode with Sabrina. So it picks up where we left off last week, right? So last week, you know, they get confronted by these two women, African ladies. And basically, come to find out, Bio is an African prince. Okay, and her picture is all over the newspaper out there in their country, and they're saying, "Oh my God, is Sabrina about to be the new African prince wife or whatever?" And so the ladies are just so enamored with Sabrina. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, can we take a picture? Oh my God, yes, he really is a prince. Baby, they would shade the fuck out of Daddy. At this point, Danny, I just didn't understand why she was still standing there, okay? Because after they done told me, yeah, you're so beautiful, and she was talking to Sabrina, baby, I would have stepped the fuck aside. They never said anything about Daddy, okay? I said, oh my God. You know, and it was like, because Danny was like, is she really a princess? She said, yeah. And it was like, well, why are you here? And it was like, we here because we're going to Spelman. And Danny was like, we went to Spelman too. Them girls looked at Danny like, okay. I said, now why they do that to her? Why did they have to do that to her? So, you know, they wanted to take a picture. And that's all they wanted Danny to do. They just wanted Danny to take the picture. I said, Danny, just exit yourself out this conversation because it is not about you, girl. So, you know, they took the picture, whatever, and at this point, of course, I believe like they just start talking like what they gonna do, and I'm pretty sure that Danny was trying to convince you know, Sabrina to, you know, see what's up with Mr. Bayer. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all because she was like, you know, he never told me that this happened or who he really was and that he was a prince and all this stuff. She said, well, you didn't look him up or whatever. I mean, I looked a little something. Obviously, Sabrina really didn't because she probably really didn't expect anything. And you know, it's understandable, but on the one hand, I don't trust him. On the other hand, I'm not mad that he didn't tell her that he was an African prince or whatever, because sometimes, you know, you tell somebody, you're trying to understand a person without them knowing exactly who you are in a financial sense of how much you worth when you got a lot of money, because then you see people change. You see people change trying to suck up to you and all this stuff. Oh, you got money, so let me do this, let me do that, and what you gonna buy me, what you gonna do this. So I understand that part of it, but other than that, I don't know, something about him I just don't trust. Meanwhile, you know, Robin, not Robin, but Andy talking to the people, you know, at the jail trying to get in there to see Zach, and so she go over there tell Fatima basically you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to see him. You know, she gonna call Robin and see if he gonna talk to the people, and she do call him, and you know, basically it's a judge that owe him a favor or whatever, so he gonna get in contact with that person, but you know, he's been trying to get in contact with him and they just not calling back. But at this point, you know, it's just a lot of stuff that's going on, okay? So they're flirting with each other. He's supposed to be, I guess she's supposed to be going over there to the crib with him. And, you know, he was like, I got some stuff to tell you that's going to go down tonight. But I'm gonna wait until I tell you in person. Because he about to do some shit. And I was like, what you about to do? So what wind up happening is, Fatima get told that yeah, they're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. And Fatima feel bad. Fatima feel bad because she feels like she's the one that got him into this stuff, and he does have a record, and she's so gung ho about wanting to do stuff on the illegal front because she was like, I could take care of it. Andy said, now can these people take care of it on the legal side of things? She really couldn't say nothing because she know it's not. But at the end of the day, I get the fact that Fatima want to be ride or die for Zach, and that's what I love about her because Zach needs that. Zach needs somebody that's going to be 100% in his corner, and Zach has met his match with Fatima, right? But at the same time, as much as I like Zach and Fatima together, I really don't want them to keep on blowing up at situations and not thinking, acting first and not thinking, okay? Because Zach, you are literally just got out of jail because somebody didn't try to play you or whatever, and then they're trying to say that you got a baby, and they talking about some, you owe back child support and all this stuff, and you got out of jail for another situation, and you can't just be throwing your life away to be knocking a nigga out that's basically baiting you into fighting, and you should know this by now, okay? Fatima, yes, I get it, you a hothead, but that hothead shit gonna get you in fucking trouble. And if it wasn't for Andy and her relationship with Robin, you would still be riding up in that goddamn prison. Sometimes, we gotta go off, but then sometimes we gotta think about shit before we do it, all right? We just can't keep on doing shit like that. And she don't know and understand how fortunate she is. She got Andy on her side, Meanwhile, Calvin is at the bar. Well, actually, Maurice go to the gay bar, the gay club. The little bartender boy, he was like, listen, I don't even know why you here. He said, because Q at my house. I just need to fucking get out. And he was like, wait a minute, Q at your house? Calvin sitting over there. He there at the club. And he drunk. Okay? And Maurice is like, what the fuck you doing here at the gay bar? I said, first of all, the gays are, that you can go to a gay bar. It does not mean anything. It'd be a good time. It really does be a good time. But, the whole situation with, honestly, y'all, I'm just going to be real. This episode really didn't give me nothing because, as you can see, I don't even have energy for it. I don't have energy. Like, I want to speed through it because it was really nothing to really talk about. This whole situation with, Calvin and Maurice, like, that kind of turned me off, like, the way that Calvin is just so welcoming to this boy. Like, he stole money from you, okay? I don't care about his sad ass backstory. We all got sad backstories, but that don't mean that we go out here and commit crimes and we stay with them and give people, not let them have their punishment or whatever. We reward them by letting them stay and all this shit. No, you know what I'm saying? And so at this point, we see Calvin do got a soft spot for Q. I just don't understand why, but I guess we'll see it at the end. Maurice is stuck in this situation, but at the same time, Maurice is not stuck in this situation. Maurice wants to stay in this situation. He's not being forced into this situation, I should say, because he talking about how, Q gave him my address and all this stuff or whatever, so now he's assigned to be at my house. And at this point, I'm sitting here like, and it just clicked to me, why not just call down there to the PO? Why not go down to the jail people or whatever? Why not? Like, you can do that. You can really do that and get this situated if you really wanted that man out your house, and he don't. So, moving on from that, we got Andy and not Andy, but what's that girl name? Karen and Aaron. Okay, Karen sitting there eating her pickles. Remember, last week she said she ain't even like pickles. She don't even eat pickles, but she's having pregnancy cravings, and she told Aaron to go out there and get her some pickles. So he went and got her some pickles. She up there eating them, and he up there doing a little drawing or whatever. He said this is what he do to relax, get his mind off a thing or whatever when he's trying to zone out. Okay, fine. So when he looked at the show her the painting or the picture that he was drawing, it was her. And she said, I mean, that don't really look like me. And he said, I mean, it's you, but it's you as you get older. You know what I'm saying? I said, why are you drawing her older? What's going on with that? It was a little confused, a little weird, but okay. And then he was like, look at it closely. And she said, what? So he was like, you gotta look at it closely. Look at each line. Each line is a word. Now, see, I didn't think. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. So I be on TikTok or whatever, and I be on Twitter, but mostly on TikTok. It's this person who literally draws masterpieces, who draws portraits and everything with words or the person's name or sentences and everything. It is amazing because you want to know why? I don't have the time. I don't have the time, nor the patience, nor the energy to put forth to be consistent and to continue to do that for out. And they be big pictures or whatever. So I'm just like, wow, that's creative as hell. And it comes out looking like that person for real, for real. So that is talent. So he did something similar to that, but each line that he drew was literally like words that he was wanting to say to her. And she was like, oh my God, you need to read it. And she said, no, you go ahead and read each line. So she started reading it, and it's like, I know you scared, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be that baby's daddy. I want to love you down, okay? In the heat of the night, you know what I'm saying? I know you was wounded, so was I, and I'm going to be here. We can be wounded together. I said, get the fuck out of here with this trauma bonding shit. It is irking me now. It is really, really irking me. We can heal each other wounds. No, ma'am. No, sir. I am not here to heal you, okay? I am not here to do all of that. All right, we're not going to do the work together, baby. You need to do some work on yourself first before you come over here. We both need to do work on ourselves first. And that is what the part that they are all missing. And let's go back. Zach and Fatima doing the same thing that Karen and Aaron is doing. The only difference is Zach and Fatima, they had a natural attraction to each other and it came together naturally, not forced or whatever. And I still think they're moving too goddamn fast as well because they got together around the same time Karen and Aaron started talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, Karen and Aaron was talking before Zach and Fatima. And they're very much a fucking couple acting as if they've been together for 5 years. Okay? And so I'm just like, everybody needs to slow the hell down. Zach, I'm not going to say that he not going to mess around on Fatima or whatever. But at this point, has Zach really healed from this relationship with Karen? And I get it that, he said that he's over her and that he's very much into Fatima. We see that. But you can still have some places where you need to heal from. You know what I'm saying? Because it could potentially pop up later. We know for damn sure Aaron ain't healed from the death of his wife. Aaron ain't healed for the divorce of his wife that literally just happened before he stepped out and got with Karen. Karen damn sure ain't healed from Zach because she still want him and she's so damn in denial. And I'm just sitting here like, what is the timeline? Because this technically could have been day 366. This could be a year or so in the future, whatever, and we still thinking that it's still the same day. How Tyler Perry could do. But I was just like, what the fuck? And next thing she was like, make love to me. I said, what? So look, words and all. I said, I'm just, you're hormonal. Okay, you're hormonal. That's all I'm gonna chop it up to be. Because and y'all know I love me a good sex scene or whatever, but baby, I just was not enthused. I was just not impressed. I was just like, next scene, please. Moving on. So we over there at Andy's penthouse, and Fuego comes over there. And, all of them went to school together. So, I guess he probably went to Morehouse or whatever because Danny said that she went to Spelman when them girls said that they went to Spelman. She was like, we did too. So I'm assuming they went to Spelman and he went to Morehouse. Or they was all up in that Atlanta ACLU, whatever. What you call it? The Atlanta Center of Schools that's all like right by each other. I know Spelman is Morehouse is Clark Atlanta. Y'all put it down in the comments. Y'all know what I mean. But anyway, so they was all in the vicinity of each other. So they all knew each other. And Andy was like, oh, you're so professional with your little tools and everything. I just wouldn't have thought. And he was like, what? You wouldn't have thought because I'm just a stripper? And it was like, nah, I mean, I'm just saying, you went to school. You was really smart up in school. Like, how you become that? He said, yeah. I passed and I did what I had to do. I just couldn't find a job. So I had to find something that was going to sustain me. And that's what it was, stripping. And I said, I'm not finna judge nobody. Um, it's unfortunate because stripping does get a bad connotation because I mean some bad stuff do happen, some messed up stuff do happen sometimes, but legit some most of them are literally there just to feed themselves, just to feed them family and to make a living or whatever because of whatever circumstances that they are in and it's convenient and the money is fast. But I don't like the way that they're really judging him, and it's not so necessarily she judged him for a second because she's like, if you can do all of this, that's how she was coming off. Like, if you can do all of this, why are you stripping? But he's building up a company. He's finna use that money to open up a business. That's what he's doing it for right now. Okay. And I'm pretty sure they probably gonna continue his story on All the King's Men season 2, because that's where he come from. He comes from All the King's Men. So that's what it is. And they bring up Danny because the girl's supposed to come over because Andy told the people because they called her and said, let him up, whatever. And he was like, oh, so the girl's coming? Yeah, Danny. I was like, well, she don't even fuck with me right now. And I was like, oh, Danny act like that when she like people. And she probably got an issue with you because of the whole thing that, you stripping or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, get over it. But, he basically checking for bugs. And when Danny and, what's that girl name? Sabrina come up in there, she don't really say nothing to him. Sabrina says something to Fuego, and then eventually she does say hello to him or whatever. But they there to talk about Karen. Okay, Danny and Fuego do wind up having a little conversation later on. And basically, she said she just been going through some stuff. She was a little stressed out, and I hope you're not mad at me, and I hope we good, and maybe you can take me out to dinner. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna take you out to dinner. You gonna cook for me. You gonna cook me a home cooked meal. I said, excuse me? I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna do what? I'm just not letting you back in, bitch, and you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do? All right, I'll do it. That's what Danny said. I'll do it. Okay. Sometimes that little aggression kind of do it does something to you. I told y'all, my lady got a oof. Because I can steamroll over you if I want to. You know what I'm saying? I can be very nonchalant. I can be very much like, I don't give a damn. Sometimes my mouth can be too slick. Sometimes it can be a little harsh. But I need you're going to have to be able to stand up to me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be able to not back down. Like, if I say something, bitch, what the fuck? I mean, you ain't got to call me no bitch because I ain't going to call you no bitch. But you can be like, the fuck you say? Who the fuck you talking to? Girl, tell me some shit like that. If depending on what we doing, I'm going to be like, you talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you because you up here saying all that shit to me. What you talking about? I ain't none of these other little bitches that you be talking to. What the fuck? Bitch, that'll put me in my place for a second. I'll be like, you right. You right. You got it. You got it. My bad. But you gonna calm that shit down. Make me. You know what I'm saying? Girl, we be fun. Anyway, I was like, look at Danny. Danny got her men's lined up. Because don't she got a date going on with Logan? And then there's also Preston. Like, girl, any, meeny, miny, mo, that. And I'm not even mad at her for having options. Niggas be having options, so let yourself have options. Y'all not together, y'all dating. And it is okay to multiple date, okay? But, anyway, the girls was asking about why you there, why Fuego was there with the bugs and all that stuff. And it was like, just to see if this nigga had put some freaking bugs in the house. You really think he would do that? And I'm sitting here like, it's Gary. I mean, the man brought the apartment out of nowhere for her and was trying to please her with all this other shit. So, of course, yes, he's sick enough to do some shit like that. But at the same time, they get there, they basically talking about Karen. They need to go over there and see what's going on with Karen. Nobody has really heard from her all day because Pam just spilled the tea. Pam said, listen, she came over there to the office and, she had a little issue. She had a little attitude. And then Aaron came and picked her up and I ain't heard from her for the rest of the day. Okay? And Andy realized that Karen has not called her. I said, I mean, you did see her though because she came up to your office. But I guess that was early on in the day, and they just haven't heard anything else from her. And so, they was like, we need to talk to her, and we not going to pick up the phone and call her. We going to go over there to her house, because she probably not going to pick up the phone anyway, because, because Danny was like, the girl's still in love with Zach. Okay, because that's what's going on. She said she gonna try whatever she got to get Zach back. I said, oh, this fatal attraction type shit. It's just irritating me. I don't like where this storyline is going. But it is what it is. They finna turn this girl into a crazy person, and I don't like it. But I'm like, let Zach go. And even Andy said, Zach and Fatima are happy. I think the house is beautiful. And they was like, yeah, it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them be happy. So there's that. They about to go over there to Karen's place. Meanwhile, at the office, you know what I'm saying? So, because Andy has to call Robin and let him know that, she not going to be able to come over there because they about to be over there at Karen's place. And he was like, okay, cool. But she said, I'll be home later. So, that's probably why. And he was like, well, I can stay up. And she was like, no, 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 you ain't got to worry about that. He was like, okay. She said, why don't you come over to my place and spend the night? I said, and mind you, on the preview for next week's episode, Gary is going to be looking out the window in a telescope. And I'm sitting here like, so how close is Gary's office business building to Andy's place? Because that's some creepy shit. If the building is close enough that he can actually be a voyeur into her penthouse apartment, that's fucked up. Because with them penthouses, sometimes they ain't got shades that you actually just like curtains that you could put up there. Sometimes they got the automatic shades that come down or whatever, but most of the time them floor to ceiling goddamn windows is just fucking open, so you can see all up through that things, and you think ain't nobody looking because you high up. But this motherfucker got a telescope, and I guarantee you, I'm pretty sure that he up there looking at her like he's a sick bitch. He's a sick man. I just don't get it. Meanwhile, when he do that, Hayden goes, no. Hayden is in his office, and Robin comes up in there, and he was like, yo, what's up? And why Hayden? Do y'all notice that he sits there, especially when he finna be a little bitch or whatever? And I hate to call men bitches, but that's exactly what he act like. You don't get no respect from me. And he always sitting there with his lips pursed. Y'all notice that? I'm like, girl, sir, stop. Okay, and I'm not calling him girl. I always say that, so I want to make that clear. But yeah. So Robin came up in there, and he about to play a little game. You know what I'm saying? He think he in a boys club or whatever. Let's talk and all this shit. And yeah, I'm just here, whatever. It's been a lot of crazy stuff. Just checking in on you because I heard about what happened to you with the dude coming up here. He was like, yeah. So how long you gonna be up in town? Like, yeah, I'm be here for like 4 days or whatever, a few days. He was like, okay, cool. And it was like, what's going on up in here? It's just so crazy. He said, it's a good thing you ain't gotta be here. I was like, yeah, like that Fatima girl. Like, wow. It was like, yeah, she crazy as hell. Like, came up in my place and just busted shit up. And then he had a boyfriend come up there. Yeah, I'm just saying, that's messed up. He was like, so what you do? And he was like, listen, I ain't do nothing. I just told her. He was like, what, you told her that it was over, whatever, and you ain't want to do nothing with her? And he was like, yeah, that's what it is. And I said, bitch, you's a fucking lie. Now, see, Hayden further made us not like him because Hayden winds up lying on Fatima. Robin already knows what the truth is, okay? And making it seem as if Fatima was the one that keeps coming after him and can't let him go. And then said, you see, because she crazy, I don't want the bitch. So therefore, it's a whole bunch of crazy ass bitches out here up in Atlanta. And I was just like, bitches? Hayden, you don't even sound to look right saying shit like that, for one. Second of all, that motherfucker said, that's why I'm dating white women now. I said, first of all, you look like that's all you date anyway. I'm just going to say that. I mean, sometimes people have a look, okay? I'm not to be too judgmental, but some people, it's not a bad thing, but it's just the way that he said it, and he said it in a disrespectful way, like, fuck, like that literally the undertone was without saying fuck black women. Okay, that's what it was. He'll never date a black woman because of all this shit. So now let's go over to the white women or whatever. And they get to talking back and forth, and he was like, "Good thing you ain't over here. You ain't gotta deal with this because you ain't you don't work here, whatever." And we find out that the company do have a policy that they can't date. It's against policy. But yet, you know, Robin and got Hayden talking, and he has admitted that he had a thing going on with Fatima, or at least tried to have a thing going on with Fatima, and that's against company policy, right? And then Hayden winds up bringing up and saying like, but if you did work over here, I mean, let's be honest, you got something going on with Andy, right? You hit that, right? And he was like, no, I not. And he was like, come on now, as much as y'all be talking all the time and being around each other all the time, he was like, no, I'm gay. Hayden was like, what? And I said, oh, the homophobia a little bit came out. Because I know he was putting it on thick a little bit, especially trying to reach over there and trying to touch him or whatever. And I said, now, see, now, Tyler, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Okay, it was just too much. You are in a business setting, a professional setting, and you are the boss. Okay, and even if people don't know that you are the boss, you are an employee, and you would not openly like. Hayden could probably call him like a little bit of sexual harassment because he reached over there, even though he told him that he wasn't gay, and he was still looking at him, eyeing him up and down and all that stuff, trying to make him uncomfortable. And I know that's what he was trying to do, but it was it was a bit much, and I was just like, okay, so we set that up and all that shit, whatever. Honestly, I really wasn't. It just felt weird. It just felt weird. So I'm just gonna move on from that. Um, what else wound up happening? So after that whole thing went down, like Fatima and Fatima was at her place, and she finally gets a phone call from Zach, and she was like, "How you know I was here?" And he said, "I was gonna keep on calling until you picked up." And basically, they just going over the fact that, I'm sorry that I got you up in this. He was like, nah, that ain't your problem. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm going to do what I got to do for mine or whatever. And, just the fact that he up in there, at this point, it's the same shit. It's the same. You know what? I feel like I'm getting a little frustrated, okay? And y'all probably hear it up in this review, and I apologize if the review ain't that good. Plus, I'm a little tired. But, and I've been talking for the past hour or so. So, listen, girl. The episode really wasn't good. It wasn't good to me like that. It's just like it's dragging on a little bit too slow for me right about now, and I need it to pick up. Yes, I understand. Zach and Fatima trying to make sure that them both are okay, and yeah, I shouldn't have did this, but I do anything for you and all that shit or whatever. I'm tired of all this sad stuff or whatever. Just tell me something good, what you cooking and all that. Woo woo woo. I get the little prison. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. And I got a little acid reflux that's actually happened. Like, my throat been burning. And it's just irritating me. So that's probably why I'm trying to hurry up and finish this so I can go do something about it. But, man, I ain't had no symptoms like that in a minute. A long ass time. But anyway, so, they on a even Andy said, what y'all trying to do? Be Bonnie and Clyde and shit? Like, no, grow up. And so, at that point, he trying to convince her everything gonna be cool. They say they love each other. I want to know how long this has been happening, okay? Now that I look at it, and even somebody re-brought it to my attention, because I used to say the same thing, like, y'all moving a bit fast. Now you love each other. Now you finna be living with each other. And she said, your place. And he said, it's going to be our place. She was like, no, it ain't, because ain't no ring on this finger. He said, I'm working on that. I said, already, like, I'm here for the relationship, but y'all need to slow this shit down, okay? But, anyway, the last scene of the episode really bothered me, and I'm just like, really, Tyler? Really, Tyler? And I just already, I kind of figured this was going to happen. When I look back at it, it makes sense that this was going to be happening. Because Calvin was pissed at Q when he first saw him because Q stole from him. Got it. Now, all of a sudden, Q done won Calvin over by his little sob story about what happened to him when he was younger, which is nothing to be funny about because it's true stuff that happened or whatever. But now he's on his side and he thinks Q was such a likable guy, He's just misunderstood. He needs this person or that person in his life. And then he gets home, he's all drunk and everything. First of all, Calvin, you're a bad actor. I'm just going to put that out there. You're a bad actor. I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm mad that it came out like that. But I'm sorry. You are a bad actor, okay? I don't know if it's because of this show. I need to see something else that you have been in outside of a Tyler Perry production because, baby, the way that you play being drunk, get it away. Don't ever do it again. I get it that his character's a little extra, but shit, bitch. Okay, I would have laughed at your ass in your face. But anyway, that he drunk. Q just so happened to be on the couch because that's where he's sleeping at, right? And so he wasn't asleep. Of course, they get to chit-chatting, and next thing you know, they get to talking about Sabrina don't fuck with him like that. I said let that shit go. Then they get to talking about the fact that, he said, why Sabrina don't like you? She probably think I'm gay or whatever. Why she think you gay? Because, one time when I was doing it with her, she had a vibrator and I told her to use it on me. And he was like, why? You ever tried it? He said, no. Okay. Listen, ain't nothing coming up in this ass. I said, all right, Q, but you fucking other niggas, right? And he said, a hole is a hole. He is not a bisexual. He is not a homosexual. He is a cash sexual. Cash. All about that money, okay? And he'll fuck anything that'll get him money for. I said, so you're a prostitute? Because he said he do it with girls and guys. I said, I get it, but still, like, you could call it what you want to call it, but, whatever. And so at this point, I'm already seeing where this is going. Like, you're talking about sex. Calvin is really drunk. And I'm just sitting here like, now, please don't make it that this boy takes advantage of him or try to, hurt people type of situation. And then, Calvin was like, I'm finna go to bed. And he was like, you want to try it? And I was like, what? And Calvin said, try what? Try it. And then the way that he looked like he was thinking about it. And then from the previews for next week's episode, the way that Maurice came into the room and started screaming or whatever, you're trying to play it like, Calvin, let this man fuck him. So this whole time, this man has been talking about he's comfortable in his sexuality. He's heterosexual, 100%. He like his prostate to be played with, though, which is fine by a toy or by himself. But for another person to do it, a man of the same sex, now you're trying to teeter-totter the line and be like, well, maybe he really is gay or maybe he really is bisexual. And I don't like how they're doing this, okay? Because why go through all of this just for that to happen on a drunken night? It's... Anyway, and the end of Pride Month. All right, Tyler. I'm going to be honest. You need some more writers. You need some gay writers, and you need some black writers, and you need some black women writers. That's all I'm going to say. I hope y'all made it through this review. I apologize if it's not up to par. If y'all didn't notice, like, girl, I was about to fall asleep while I was doing this. I am so tired. This week has been stressful, y'all. It's been stressful ever since Monday, okay? But anyway, I'm going to do better next week. Most definitely. Yeah, that's my last good week before I had this surgery. Yeah, I'm gonna be better next week for real. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. I'll see y'all later. Peace.